Hey guys, welcome to another Tenfold live show, proudly brought to you by Liberty. Guys, this is the last day of First Principles, the last week or the last day for this week. Next week we're going to be moving on to another topic. It's going to be calculus, it's going to be cubic graphs, maximization problems. So you can start sending in your questions on our WhatsApp and our Facebook pages. Guys, you can also download this really great app. It's a Tenfold app. It's available on Android and on iOS. All the videos that you see on the show and before the show, you can watch again on the app free of charge. Okay guys, with that, let's jump straight into a question from Samantha. Let's have a look at what she has to ask.
Hi Tenfold, you're speaking to Samantha. I'd appreciate it if you guys would help me with question 8. Thank you.
Okay, cool beans. Thanks for that question, Samantha. Guys, let's have a look at what she has to ask. I've got it down here for us, so let's have a look at it. Okay, so the question says, determine dy by dx if y is given by this fraction over here. Okay guys, so basically looking at this piece over here, there's two ways to do this question. I'm going to do it in two ways because I do have a little bit of time. I'm going to show you the easy way first that majority of the GDE students are going to be able to do. But guys, there's also another way to do it if you have done AP maths. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you that method, but let's have a look at the very easy way to do this question first. So what we're going to do is first is we're going to say let y equal to 12x cubed, and we're going to divide each term in the numerator by 6x. So that's going to be 12x cubed divided by 6x, 2x divided by 6x, and then 1 divided by 6x. Okay guys, so you guys don't have an idea of what the chain rule or the quotient rule is yet. So what you need to do is you need to try and separate each term in your fraction and then just try and get x by itself or have a power of x so that you can then differentiate straight from there. So the rule that we're going to use after we simplify this, let's have a look at that first. So we're going to simplify 12x goes, well 6 goes into 12 twice, so we're going to have 2x squared. Plus, that's going to be 2x divided by x. That's going to get me 1 over 3. And then we're going to have 1 over 6x. Okay, guys, so the way we're going to do this is now we've got all our terms, which just has a power of x. So we can just use our normal differentiation rules to differentiate what we've got right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if we have f of x is equal to, it's going to be x to the power n. To find the derivative of this, we're going to say n multiplied by x, and we're going to have n minus 1. So this over here is going to be the rule that we're going to use to differentiate each term over here. So we're going to have dy by dx, and guys, when you do this, it's really important to pay attention to your notation. If they ask for dy by dx, when we do the derivative, we're going to then keep our notation that they've asked for dy by dx. So the first one's going to be 4x, and we're going to subtract 1, so that's 2 minus 1 is just going to be 1. The derivative of our constant is going to be 0, and then we're going to have this one over here. So guys, it's really important to write this in a manner that you can have a power of x. So we're going to have x to the negative 1. Sorry, if we differentiate this piece over here, so this piece over here differentiated is then going to get me negative 1 over x, or 1 over 6x to the exponent of negative 2. That means then that we can rewrite this as negative 1 over 6x squared. So our final answer then becomes 4x minus 1 over 6x squared. Okay, so that there is the easy way to do it. Okay guys, there is another way to do this. We can use the quotient rule. Now, if we have to do the quotient rule, there is a rule that we can use. I like to use a mnemonic, which I'm going to show you what it is. It just helps me to try and remember what pieces I need to plug into the formula that I can eventually solve it. So the mnemonic goes as follows. Let's write it down. So if I have f prime of x, I'm going to have the bottom multiplied by the derivative of the top minus the top multiplied the derivative of the bottom, and that's going to be all over the bottom squared. Okay guys, so this isn't actual, it's just a mnemonic to try and remember what needs to go in on each place. So it's not the actual way to have a look at it, but it does help us remember what we have to plug into the different steps. So the first thing that we're going to plug in is going to be my piece that is at the bottom. So we're going to have f prime of x is equal to the bottom, which is then going to be 6x. That's all going to be multiplied by the derivative of my numerator, which is the top. And if we do the derivative of the numerator, we're going to get 3 times 12, which is 36x squared, plus 2. And then we're going to have a constant. So that's going to be the derivative of my top. This piece over here is going to be the derivative of the top. So it's 36x squared plus 2. 36x squared plus 2. And we're going to subtract that which was at the top. We're going to have, or it's 12x cubed if I remember correctly. It's 12x cubed plus 2x plus 1. Plus 2x plus 1. And that's going to be multiplied by the derivative of the bottom. And the bottom was just 6x. Yes, the bottom over there is going to be 6x. So the derivative of the bottom is then just going to be equal to 6. So we're going to plug that in. That's going to be equal to 6. And we're going to divide this by the bottom squared. So that's going to be 6x all squared. Okay, guys, so that does look like quite a big thing to try and remember, but this is the way that we're going to do the quotient rule. We're going to plug in all those little bits and pieces, and thereafter we're going to simplify it, and hopefully we'll get to the same answer that we did at the end of the way we did the first one. So let's carry on. With this, we're just going to do some simplification over here. 6 times 36. That's going to get me to 216. If I remember correctly, that's going to give me 216x cubed. Then I'm going to multiply 6 times, that's going to be multiplied by 2, which is going to be, I just want to have a look over here. It's going to be 2x. Okay, so that's going to be 6 times 2, which is going to give me plus 12x. And then we're going to have minus 12x cubed. I lie, actually. I lie. That is a big lie. Sorry, guys. That over there is going to not be, it's going to be multiplied by 6. So that's going to give me 72x cubed minus 12x. And that's going to be minus 6. And this is all then going to be divided by 6x squared. Okay. So if we do a couple of more simplification over here, we end up with, it's going to be 144x cubed minus 6 divided by 6x all squared. Okay, guys, so that's what we end up with. When we simplify all of this, we end up with this whole bit over here, and we can then simplify this bit to try and get to what we have in the very beginning. So if we extend this a little bit, it doesn't quite look like what we have. So 144, divide that by 6. I'm going to have to bring up my calculator over here quickly. So let's just bring that up quickly over here. And there's my calculator. And we're going to have then 144, divide that by 6 squared, which is going to be 36. And that gets me to 4. So that's going to get me then 4, and that was going to be 4x. And then we left with 6 over 6x all squared. So that then gets me 4x minus, well, 6 divided by 36 all squared. We can simplify that one more time. And we have 4x minus 1 over 6x, and so this was squared, so it's going to be squared then again. Okay, guys, so you can see that it gets me the same answer that it did when I did the shorter way. So 4 minus 1 over 6 squared. So that means my quotient rule works for both of them, and it means that I did my quotient rule correctly. Okay, guys, so this is 2 ways to do the question. We can do it the very simple way where we take our terms and we divide each of them by the numerator, or if you do AP Maths, and you write that AP Maths exam and they want to test the quotient rule specifically, you're then going to do my little mnemonic over there. You can use it to find out what pieces need to go into the formula. plug them in. Careful with your simplification, guys. You can make sign errors or you can make distribution errors, but you can then simplify it and hopefully it comes out to a nice answer like we had before. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for that question, Samantha. I hope you guys at home learned a little bit more about the quotient rule. We're now going to take an ad break and then we're going to go into a question by CBCSU. So guys, stay tuned.